Hey there everybody, Gideonstactical here, doing another review for you of the SOG Seal Pup 2. We've done a review of the Seal Pup 1. This is the Seal Pup 2, its big brother. So let's go ahead and give you some quick specs here for you. We got a blade length of 4.75, so just under 5 inches for the blade. The thickness is 0.13 inches thick, so right around 1/8 of an inch thick, so it's kind of a thin blade, hollow grind. They're TiNi, tin. I guess is how you pronounce that, TiNi, blacked out blade. Overall length we got is 10.25 inches. We have a weight of 9 ounces. It is made out of 7 CR13 MOV, Rockwell hardness 55 to 57, leather sheath, made in China. Those are the basic specs for you, Kraton handle. So let's go ahead and jump on into it. Let's go ahead and look at the blade. You got a very high hollow grind on this particular knife. This is wicked sharp out of the box, like crazy sharp for a fixed blade. It's going to slice out of the box extremely well. You have this very slight recurve into a really nice belly, into a really good tip. So the blade design is really nice. You're going to get a lot of functionality out of this particular blade. You know, it's going to carve extremely well. It's going to be able to process animals. This would be a great hunting blade in my opinion because it doesn't have a crazy tip. I mean, it definitely can penetrate, but it has great belly and it's very sharp. You'd be able to cut, through your, kill very easily. That sort of thing, as well as around the campsite. This will be able to do those things very well with that large amount of belly and tip. Now we have a medium strength tip, I would say. Not crazy strong. It's not reinforced or anything like that. I mean, you don't want to do any crazy prying with that, but it's not going to chip with any, normal stabbing into either wood or if you're using this in some sort of tactical format or whatever. I mean, it's going to do its job. You're just not going to be using it to pry open a tank door or something like that. The 1/8 inch thick blade, again, is very good for either tactical use or small detailed tasks. It is not very good for batoning. You're not going to want to split wood with this particular blade. And that brings us to the type of steel. 7 CR13 MOV is the same as 440A steel in the Rockwell hardness. The Rockwell hardness of 55 to 57, which is pretty low. I don't usually recommend that and I just haven't had much success with knives of that type of Rockwell hardness because they dull very fast. You're going to get a very dull edge very quickly with this particular knife. Now, the plus side to that is you're going to be able to resharpen it with very little effort and get it razor sharp very quickly. So if you're a newbie maybe to sharpening or you're just starting out in knives and you want something that you can practice your sharpening skills on, this type of steel, 7 CR13 MOV, would be a great steel to start out on because you don't have to work really hard and you can kind of get your technique down. And you're not using D2 tool steel or 154 cm or S30V type of steel, and it's a lot harder to resharpen. So very easy to dull but easy to sharpen. So pluses and minuses there. Is that good for survival? I think that's up to you. You need to decide whether or not what's more important. I believe that 1095 high carbon steel or 420 high carbon steel is really perfect because it's right around, or AUS 8. 8CR13 MOV, those type of steels, they're right around 57 to 58 Rockwell hardness usually, and that's a perfect edge retention. It's not too dull. It's gonna take a lot longer for it to dull, but when it comes time to resharpen, it's pretty easy to do so. So that's just my little rant about steel there for you all. Let's go on to lockup. This is man. More knives need to do this. This jimping is insane. That is jimping, folks, right there with an awesome thumb ramp. Very well designed. I can choke up. I can do, fine, whittling, carving, getting feather sticks going. That is digging into my skin amazingly well. Very comfortable. It gives me, my thumb is over the beginning of the blade, so I have very good control over the close portion of this blade. Very easy control. That is an amazing, well-designed jimping thumb ramp. More blades need to do that. SOG, please design more blades this way. It is an awesome jimping, lockup in that form. You got a hilt down here to keep your finger from sliding up, so you could definitely use this in a tactical format. You could definitely use this, as a fighting knife if you needed to. You've got great lockup for that. Going on to the full tang, Kraton handle. This is definitely larger than the Field Pup 1. The blade overall is obviously larger too. The Field Pup 1 is only 4 inches. This you get about almost an inch more of length and reach. This handle, though, is a lot wider and actually a little bit more uncomfortable. It's not very comfortable in the sense that you have almost like 2 inches hanging off the back. I guess they did that so you can back up and kind of chop if you wanted to. But just doesn't really feel comfortable, really wide in your hand. Your pinky is wishing that there was another finger choil down here, another groove. If it had another groove in here, it'd be more comfortable. Just very large, not just kind of cumbersome. I don't really care for that. Really bulky. Got great texturing on the side, none on the top, very smooth on the top, a great checkering on the side, large lanyard hole. Those are the basic specs for you on the blade itself. The sheath is just a very generic leather sheath. You got a large belt loop back here. You can get most belts through there. I wouldn't say you can't get tactical blades through there, but you got a single seam of stitching, big and thick, soft leather. It is flexible. I don't know how well that's going to last the long haul. It may fall apart on you pretty quick. You got a leather button snap right here, which is good. Good retention of the knife. I'm pulling really hard. It's not going to come out and fall out on you. It's just, a soft leather sheath made overseas that, have I seen worse sheaths? Yeah. I've seen some really sucky nylon sheaths. This isn't terrible, but I would recommend either bumping up the price, because they do sell the Field Pup 2 with the nylon sheath that the SOG Seal Pup comes in. You can get that sheath for this as well. Or if you wanted to buy the aftermarket, you could do that and get, if the SOG Seal Pup nylon sheath will fit this Field Pup, I know Seal Pup, Field Pup, 2, they'll both fit inside these, and I would recommend the nylon sheath over this leather one. Not bad, just not good either. So those are the basic specs for you. How do I feel about this particular SOG Field Pup 2? Right now it's going for right around $40, and you can get a much better blade for $40. That's all I'm saying. Is it a bad knife? It's not a bad knife, and if you get it as a gift or something like that, it's not going to be bad. It's not necessarily worth like throwing away. But for $40, you can get yourself, a Gerber Prodigy. You can get yourself an Ontario SP2. Both made in the U.S. You can get yourself maybe a Buck Pathfinder. If you upgrade to $50, you can get yourself a Buck Tops Nighthawk, which are just a lot better. Those are just a few to name. Much better blades for right around the same price. They're going to hold an edge for a lot longer, just better quality and made in the U.S. versus in China. So that's my opinion. Not a bad blade. I would just look elsewhere if I was you, or knock up and spend an extra $5 to $10 and get yourself a U.S.-made, high-quality survival knife. So thanks for watching. Stay equipped, stay prepared, and I'll see you out there.